Iran launched 25 missiles in two separate barges at Israel just after 0:05 midnight on Wednesday morning, causing some damage but no casualties, as most 010 were intercepted. By contrast, explosions rocked Iran, and reports emerged that a 018 Universita linked to the Revolutionary Guards was hit, together with missile 023 factories and other strategic targets. And meanwhile, President Trump and Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu spoke by phone 030, and the Iranian supreme leader issued threats against Israel in Farsi, English and Hebrew. What's left of the Revolutionary Guards also issued threats against the United States not to join 042 the air campaign or face annihilation. Welcome to Boots on the Ground. I'm your 047 host Yaw Pinto, coming to you today from the heart of Israel, where an Iranian 053 missile launched a direct hit against the residential building right behind you, and I'm bringing you the news Boots 1 o'clock on the ground style of what is happening in the sixth day of the direct war 106 against the Revolutionary Guards of Iran in Operation Rising Lion. Israel has officially moved to the next stage in the war, and indications are rising that the Ayatollah regime is moving closer to 120 collapse. The IDF is continuing to strike various targets in Iran, and amongst 126 other things, strikes were reported in the Shiraz area and also in western 132. The Iranians also claimed that there was a broad cyber attack against the 138 bank identified with the Revolutionary Guards, a pro-Israeli hacker group. That 143 has claimed responsibility for the cyber attack against Iran in the past, claimed responsibility for this one on one of 151 its affiliated Telegram channels. So who are these hackers, and are they connected? Its affiliated Telegram channels. So who are these hackers, and are they connected? 158 to Israel. We will bring you everything that we know about this story. And 203 following the IDF spokesperson's evacuation warning for an entire district and threatened the Israeli Air Force. 211 struck Imam Hussein University, which is identified with the Revolutionary Guards. 216 against the backdrop of two missile barges launched towards Israel, and meanwhile huge traffic jams continue to clog highways all around Tehran. 228 throughout the night as many residents fled the capital in panic. Meanwhile, more United States military aircrafts and ships are being deployed to bases near 240 Iran, but when Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei sees the B-2 strategic bombers in 246 the sky, he'll finally know that this war is over. This is the only combat aircraft 252 in the world capable of carrying the GBU-47 missile ordnance penetration, which 3 o'clock will be needed to hit the bunkers where the nuclear reactor at Fordo operates. 305 This is the key issue on which this entire campaign rests, and what happens at Fordo or what doesn't happen there. 313 will be the key strategic factor in this war. On that note, other American assets including F-22 and F-35 fighters and the mid-air refueling planes that they'll 326 need to stay in the air for extended periods of time are also being moved to United States bases, where they'll be within the striking range of Iran. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump clarified that he is not seeking a 340 ceasefire but a complete end to the nuclear program, and also he said that he 346 expects Iran's unconditional surrender, nothing less. The White House issued a 352 statement saying that Iran will not have a nuclear weapon. This is the president's 357 commitment. The United States President and the Lara Ali Prime Minister talked is key timeline removed. KR2 or refresh KR2 English. My Iran launched 25 missiles in two separate waves at Israel just after midnight on Wednesday. While some damage was reported, there were no casualties, as most of the missiles were intercepted. In contrast, powerful explosions rocked Tehran. Reports indicate that a Universita linked to Iran's Revolutionary Guards, as well as several missile factories and strategic targets, were struck. Meanwhile, President Donald Trump spoke by phone with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. The Iranian supreme leader issued threats against Israel in Farsi, English, and Hebrew. What's left of the Revolutionary Guards also threatened the United States, warning against joining the air campaign or face annihilation. Welcome to a Boots on the Ground. I'm Yaw Pinto reporting from the heart of Israel, right in front of a residential building that was directly hit by an Iranian missile. This is the sixth day of the war Operation Rising Lion, in which Israel is engaged in direct combat against Iran's Revolutionary Guards. Israel has now officially entered the next phase of the war. All signs indicate the Ayatollah regime is inching toward collapse. The Israeli Defense Forces continue to strike strategic targets across Iran, with attacks reported in the Shiraz region and in western Tehran. Iran has also claimed that a massive cyber attack targeted a bank associated with the Revolutionary Guards. A known pro-Israeli hacker group previously behind similar attacks claimed responsibility via its Telegram channel, following an Israeli Defense Forces warning to evacuate an entire district of Iran. The Israeli Air Force launched a major strike on Imam Hussein University, a key Revolutionary Guards institution. This attack came shortly after Iran's second wave of missile launches. Throughout the night, massive traffic jams clogged Tehran's highways as residents fled the city in panic. Meanwhile, more U.S. military aircraft and ships are being deployed to bases near Iran. When Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei sees U.S. B-2 stealth bombers in the sky, he will understand the war has reached a decisive point. These are the only aircraft in the world capable of deploying GBU-47 bunker-penetrating missiles, exactly what would be needed to strike the underground nuclear facility at Fordo. What happens at Fordo or what Dostanta will be the key strategic outcome of this war. In addition to the B-2 bombers, American F-22 and F-35 fighter jets, along with refueling aircraft, are being positioned within striking range of Iran. President Trump has made it clear, he is not looking for a ceasefire, he demands a full and permanent end to Iran's nuclear program. The White House reaffirmed his stance, stating that Iran will not be allowed to possess a nuclear weapon. The president's position is firm, and both Washington and Jerusalem are in close coordination. ChatGPT, you said. Consultations at the White House and in Jerusalem. An Israeli senior official told CNN, "We are waiting for 4/11 Washington's decision. Netanyahu is not urging Trump to act but hopes that he 4/17 will decide to do so himself." TBN Israel's senior Middle East analyst Madi Shosani will bring us all the details on 4/24 this high-stakes diplomacy as we dive together into the context between Prime 430 Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump, from the doubts in the White House through the pressure exerted 4/37 on Israel to the moment that Trump was impressed by Israeli military. Washington's decision. Netanyahu is not urging Trump to act but hopes that he 4/17 will decide to do so himself. TBN Israel's senior Middle East analyst Madi Shosani will bring us all the details on 4/24 this high-stakes diplomacy as we dive together into the context between Prime 430 Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and President Trump, from the doubts in the White House through the pressure exerted 4/37 on Israel to the moment that Trump was impressed by Israeli military. 4/42 Sophistication. We'll talk about all the quotes from closed meetings, the race for credit, the letter sent to Kame, the Pentagon's contingency plans, and whether 4/55 the president was involved in the deception operation. We'll also talk to 5 o'clock you about threats by the IRGC to hit American bases in the region if the 506 United States joins the bombing campaign. The Houthis in Yemen are also threatening to join a war against 512 America. The New York Times quoted officials familiar with the United States intelligence reports who said that Iran 5/19 is preparing missiles to strike bases in Arab countries. Other officials expressed would be catastrophic. I circumflex inverted question mark are the global economy. Meanwhile, in the Gaza Strip, the IDF is showing no mercy for the 537 terrorist organization Hamas.